In 1943, a German unit entered the mountains on a secret mission to recover hidden gold before enemy forces arrived. They carried sealed maps and empty crates, meant to return full. But the crates came back, and the men didn't. By 1943, the war had already begun to drain every available resource. Fuel was limited, steel was running out, and supplies were becoming harder to secure with each passing month. When resources disappear, armies begin searching for something else. Gold. Not currency in banks, but physical gold. Hidden reserves, jewelry collections, confiscated assets stored in sealed underground locations. Rumors began spreading through nearby regions. Villagers spoke of night convoys that passed without headlights, trucks that never stopped in towns, and soldiers digging deep inside forested mountain areas for weeks. Then, suddenly, they were gone. The unit assigned to this mission was different from regular infantry. They brought engineers, miners, terrain specialists. They carried shovels instead of extra weapons, lanterns instead of spare ammunition, and maps marked with strange symbols. Old mining tunnels became their first targets. Deep inside one of these tunnels, something unusual was discovered. Fresh wooden support beams. Someone had recently reinforced the tunnel walls. Further inside, they found a blocked section. Stone, wood, and tightly packed debris forming what looked like a deliberate seal. When they broke through, the air inside felt untouched, still, cold, silent. Behind the seal was a narrow corridor, and beyond it, a chamber. Broken crates were scattered across the floor. Rail tracks ran through the center of the room. Something heavy had once been transported through here, repeatedly. Wall markings were discovered near the far side. Numbers, dates, and a symbol that matched the markings on their maps. Within days, covered trucks began arriving after midnight. No headlights, no markings. Empty crates were carried into the tunnel and returned heavier. But time was running out. Water began seeping through the tunnel ceiling. The wooden supports started to creak. The deeper they went, the more unstable the ground became. Then they found something else. A second sealed entrance. This time reinforced with steel. Cutting through it took hours. But when the metal finally gave way, they found it. Stacked gold bars inside storage crates, enough to change the outcome of battles. That same night, evacuation orders arrived. Enemy patrols had been spotted nearby. The gold had to be moved immediately. Convoys began loading the crates under the cover of darkness. More trucks arrived than ever before. And then, they left. But the convoy never reached the next checkpoint. No wreckage was found. No bodies discovered. No abandoned vehicles. The road simply went silent, as if the convoy had vanished into the forest itself. The tunnel entrance was later destroyed. Official records became brief. Operation terminated. Materials relocated. But relocated where? Some believe the gold was moved to another sealed bunker nearby. Others think the convoy was intercepted and forced to unload everything into the forest. Either way, somewhere between those tunnels and the last known road, a fortune is still missing. And people have tried to find it. Some came back empty-handed. Some never came back at all. The deeper the unit moved into the tunnel, the more dangerous the mission became. Water slowly began dripping from cracks in the ceiling. Mud formed beneath their boots, making it harder to transport heavy equipment. The wooden supports inside the tunnel began to creak under pressure. Engineers warned that continuing deeper into the mountain could cause a collapse, but they had already come too far to turn back. Past the first chamber, they discovered something even more unusual: a second sealed section of the tunnel. Unlike the first, this one was not reinforced with wood. It was covered by a thick metal plate bolted directly into the rock wall. Cutting through it would take time they did not have. Still, they began working immediately. Sparks filled the dark tunnel as tools scraped against the steel surface. After several hours of work, the seal finally gave way. Behind it was a storage chamber. Inside the chamber were wooden crates stacked along the walls. One of the soldiers opened the nearest crate. What they found inside confirmed everything they had hoped for: gold bars, stacked and packed tightly for transport, enough to fund entire operations. That same night, evacuation orders arrived. Enemy patrols had been spotted nearby. The gold had to be moved immediately. More trucks arrived under the cover of darkness. The convoy began loading the crates, and just before dawn, they left the site. But the convoy never reached the next checkpoint. No wreckage was ever found. No bodies were discovered. The road simply went silent, as if the convoy had vanished into the forest itself. Was the gold ever moved? Or is it still hidden somewhere underground? What do you think really happened?